Well, guys, we feel honored right now because not only is this next man joining us on the show, of course, you know him from his historic run in MMA, former UFC and Strikeforce champion, but he joins us on the 4th of July, taking time out of his busy schedule to celebrate with the boys. Look at him there. A well-earned smoke. Luke Rockhold, welcome back to Submission Radio, man. Happy 4th of July, dude.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Hey, celebrating, man. You got the big fat joint there. What are you up to?
Celebrating another training session done and another training session to come.
Is this the typical after training celebration? Sit down, chill out with a big fat joint.
It's been lately. You know, kind of like use marijuana to kind of isolate, kind of like not just, you know, I don't get any need or want to go do other things, you know what I mean? It just kind of isolates me, hyper focuses me on my goal and just being on a one track mind. And then I try some mushrooms, and then it enhances my focus within that space. So it's great. It's like, you know, it kind of branches me out, hyper focuses me in on weed for training, and then you take the mushrooms to expand your thought process within that space.
I think your fingers covering the sexy face, Luke. Thank you. But I was gonna say, I smoked up with the boys the other weekend, and I was in another dimension, and I forgot I had shoulder surgery, and then I realized I had shoulder surgery, and it freaked me the fuck out. But I'm an absolute rookie, so I wanted to ask you, when did you do mushrooms, and what was the experience like for you?
What's that?
When did you do mushrooms, and what was the experience like for you?
When? When like 4 days a week? I don't know. Every day. I don't know. I take them on a run, you know. I just kind of like you use them post training. I use them for cardiovascular kind of focus training, I'd say. That's my you know, and you just really like you analyze, you know, digest what you're doing, and it gives you perspective. A lot of perspective on your training.
Yeah, well, we know a lot of athletes, like guys like Mike Tyson, microdosing. It's really big right now and helps with a lot of sort of clarity mentally and recovery. I might say this is the first training camp that you're actually using shrooms as a part of it, or is this something that you started a while ago?
This was the first one I've really incorporated. No, I used it a little bit in the past, but never like this. Has the Monte Carlo. You like that thing?
It's a little bit it's a little bit out of focus. I think Skype is trying to do the whole fancy blur thing, but I can see something there. I can see that there's a. Jeez, is this new? What's going on here?
I'm doing things over here.
You're doing everything. What aren't you doing? What aren't you doing? You're fighting, doing up a car, shooting guns with Chuck Liddell.
Working on a little new project. I told you to do clay, right?
Oh, look at that. Show us. What are you working on? Skype is just being a pain in the ass. So it looks like it's a figure. Oh yeah. What a rig. I like this. You made this?
Yeah. We're working on it. It's in process.
From scratch. You made that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's incredible.
I told you I won the high school Santa Cruz County High School art show.
This is just for fun.
I got provoked. My girl Cole's my homegirl dropped off some clay, found out about my past endeavors, and dropped it off a couple blocks, and I just got sobriety and a lot of like the downtime. It's good. It's kind of like it just kind of clears my head, I guess. It's good. It's good in training, you know what I mean? You can't train 24 hours a day, so when I'm not, I'm just hyper focused on everything. That's good. It's put me in. I don't know if you get any clarity, but it's coming along.
This is beautiful, man.
It's about a little journey. It's a journey of life, and letting go and holding on and letting go and a lot of things. There's a little more to it, but you know, you just let it. You know, it's an expression. Time for expression, and I'm fucking loving it. Life's good right now.
This is good, man. I know You were speaking to Mike Bond, and you were talking about sort of sobriety. I think you realized maybe you were doing a bit too much drinking or partying. So is this kind of like the replacement for that? Because you got to do something with your time, right? You can't just be training 24 hours a day. And I'm wondering sort of like how that affected you, and if this is kind of like the stuff you're doing now to fill your time, more kind of like hobbies like clay and the car and other kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, we're having some good times, No, I was definitely getting a little carried away with just, quote unquote retirement. I guess what you want to call it. Just taking my time away from the sport. I haven't done it in a long time, and I was getting carried away. I was drinking too much and losing sight of what I really wanted. And the time away gave me enough perspective and understanding that I want to do this to the best of my ability and ride out on my white horse. And to do that, I got to commit every last part of myself to being the best I can be, and implementing a biohacking team and a nutritionist and not drinking and just doing every fucking goddamn thing I can do to win and be the best. And it's going to work. Trust me. Feel good.
Yeah, I'm wondering, Luke, just on that, what was your relationship like with alcohol? Was it something that seeped into just like everyday life for you? Was it just something that would come out during parties? Like, what did it end up becoming for you at sort of its highest?
We just like to have fun, you know what I mean? We like to live life to the fullest, and sometimes it gets a little, you go a little overboard. I'm an extremist, so I like to have too much fun, but I know how to pull it back. I've always had that ability to pull things back and to focus and on what really matters. And so experiences in life, you always got experience of all. But it's been good, I pulled it back in, and now I'm using it in a different way.
That's fantastic, man.
The old way, and better than ever in that process.
Yeah, nice. What would you say has been sort of the biggest realization for you? Like in this camp, you're using things to sort of like enhance your training, but you're doing things, like shrooms and like weed, stuff that's like perfectly fine. But you're saying you're super focused. What's been kind of the biggest realization for you lately?
Yeah, just focused on what I want and getting everything done in life. It's good. Cool shit. You gotta be cool. You gotta be cool as fuck, right? You gotta be cool hand Luke.
Did you draw that? I was gonna be like, did you draw that? No, that's a poster. Sorry, a little bit blurred.
Still original.
Awesome.
OG.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know you were mentioning to Mike, like, and you mentioned to us, you were sort of overcoming some personal things going into this camp. It was a lot of stuff to get over. How are you doing right now that you're closer to actually fight time? I see you're in amazing shape. You're obviously doing all this great art and you're living a great life. How are you feeling right now compared to sort of before you started the camp, where you weren't quite sure how your body was going to hold up and when you were still sort of dealing with some of those things?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I know I wanted to give it my best, college try, and implementing, the bio team with Fount and using every special. I mean, the thing in LA, you have a lot of.
I think maybe the I think the Wi-Fi cut out. You were saying the thing in LA. What did you say?
Yeah, the thing here in LA is that you have everything at your fingertips, the high end of science and technology and in a recovery. And so really kind of finding out those tools, speaking with those people, and learning a lot of corrective methods and lengthening and just healing the body and implementing all those, using those assets and those tools and putting everything into play is the biggest game changer, and implementing it in my day-to-day life. You know what I mean? It's that's the thing, is like, I walk outside of my door every day into my madhouse, and I fix every part of my body, and I walk out and I have everything I need every day. Every day I'm immersed in the space and just fucking grinding. And that's it. That's the lifestyle you have to live to be the best at what you do and what I lost focus on.
Mm. It's incredible, like hearing you. You know, focus seems to be sort of the theme of your life right now. And I know you mentioned to us, you know, that the personal situation you had with, you know, the abortion, and then you mentioned it to Mike Bond as well. But when you spoke to Mike, you kind of mentioned how that's something that helped put things into place for you. Can you take us into that moment, like how that kind of, you know, brought you to that conclusion?
It just puts life into perspective, man. When you're counting on having a kid and you're preparing your life and you have to put everything into play and understand and digest, what that transition is going to be like, and if it's possible, and you know, what that vision looks like. So, um, it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear, and it wasn't true. And I want it to be right next time. I don't want to fuck up like that again. It hurts, to go through that process and to feel that. And so, it's I wasn't in the right place in my life, and to do that, to be where I need to be. So it's time to fucking sack up and get shit done and do what I got to do.
Mm. It's interesting because like I always look at you as like, oh, Luke Rockhold, you know, he's you know, lives a great lifestyle, good looking guy, you know, in shape, fighter, model, you know, he can have any woman he wants. But I always wondered, like, I wonder when the time will come, like if and when you would ever settle down. And I remember you were saying how ahead of the Weidman fight, you were like, in this sport, you have to be selfish, and sometimes having a family can, you know, kind of get in the way of that because you've got so many things that you need to take care of. But I always wondered, man, did you want kids? Like, are you at a point now where you want kids if the ideal scenario comes along?
Yeah, obviously, I just told you how much it hurt to go through that process and to lose that opportunity. So that should tell you what I want. Yeah, of course I want it. So that's why I'm straightening my life out to do what I want when I want. But there's no time restraint on it. I'm a man. I can do it at any time. I don't have an internal clock. So I don't follow any societal norm of I have to do this at this certain time or what's what. And I don't want a traditional lifestyle. I don't want a traditional settle. I don't think I want a traditional family. But I know I want my world title back, and so this is what I want to do.
Mm. Let's talk world titles, man, because just this past weekend we saw a few big fights at UFC 276, and I just want to get your thoughts before we even get into Israel's fight with Jared. What did you make of this Sean Strickland loss to Alex Pereira, man? He sort of built a narrative going in there that he could stand with the best strikers in the world, but unfortunately, I don't know, that fight didn't quite pan out the way that he hoped.
Yeah, I think he I think he got conned by the system. Sean's like, he just proved how fucking dumb he is. The system wanted him to try to stand with him and prove that stupid point, and he's just, it happened. It happens to a lot of people like that way. You try to overprove yourself and do something stupid. That's the game. It's a fight game. It's a mental fucking battle, and he lost that battle.
And by the system, do you also mean it's kind of like a lot of people speculated, this is a fight where the UFC was like, okay, Alex Pereira goes in here, wins an immediate title shot. Do you feel like he kind of succumbed to what the UFC was sort of thinking he would do in this fight?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an intriguing story. Alex Pereira has beat Izzy twice. And so it's like, you're looking for any level of intrigue. And so they're looking for someone they can throw in the mix, even though Alex Pereira would get mauled by, 20 guys in the UFC would probably maul him. But it's an compelling story if you get him past a brawler like Sean Strickland. So they did it, and it's up and going. So it's my job to go fucking deter that.
How do you think of Pereira as a title contender, and how that fight will potentially go between Israel and him?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's the same thing as Sean Strickland and him. Is he going to do his thing with him? And I think we know that Izzy's probably even better than him and could take him down and probably submit him. Probably do something like that, because the Pereira kid he looks dangerous. He's nasty, but he looks like a deer in headlights out there. And that he's a fish out of water if you put him anywhere in the grappling scenario.
Yeah. For me, it's a situation where the UFC sees there's not many contenders at this moment, so they're kind of trying to cover their bases and have Pereira ready to go. But if you do sort of get this win over Paulo Costa, do you think you might even be able to leap him and take this title shot away from Pereira?
I think anything is possible with this fight and in this fight. Of course. No one's. I mean, Marvin Vettori is the number one guy in the world, right? He's or Whittaker. I haven't really. I mean, Paulo's only been smoked by Izzy. You know, Whittaker. I mean, Vettori barely. He didn't do anything great against him last time. So if I can go out there and smoke him, it's gonna tell.
Yeah, that's it, man. All about making a statement. Speaking of making a statement, what's going on with your bush down there? Nothing sends a bad statement like having a big old bush down there. You got the big juicy plums downstairs. Don't hide them. Don't hide the boys behind a bush. Mow that thing with the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped, the pound for pound greatest grooming tool in the world. Dude, I can't tell you how many years I used to use an old razor that used to sit in the shower for months and months, and every now and then I would shave the beans down there. Life is so much easier with the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 with the 7,000 RPM of power, the skin-safe technology in the ceramic blade, so I don't need to worry about, oh man, am I going to get my underwear and my pants covered in blood afterwards because of all the nicks and cuts. It's waterproof. It's got the LED light. It's got a travel lock so it doesn't go off in your bag. And then once you're done, I like to just smash it out in the shower because I'm a busy guy, as are you. After that, you chuck it on the wireless charging dock and just move on with your life. And the Performance Package 4.0 comes with the Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, which is also super important, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, and the Crop Reviver spray-on testy toner to make your junk smell absolutely delightful. Whether it's for your partner, a date, jiu-jitsu, grappling practice, whatever, you are going to be the best version of yourself. You get 2 free gifts on top of that, the high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxes and the Shed travel bag, an absolute delight, and makes a great gift even if it's not for you. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yeah, man. 4th of July, get the fireworks going in your bedroom thanks to Manscaped. And by the way, a great beard trimmer and fantastic on charge. I hate when I used those cheap ones back in the day and the battery would run out and you've got it's like half a pube thing where you turn one side, you clean shave it, other side. It's crazy bush down there like the jungle. Avoid that situation thanks to Manscaped. Use the code word submission. Get 20% off and free shipping today. Go to Manscaped right now and get that sorted for you. The only gift that really is going to bring fireworks into your life with the 4th of July today in America. And Cass, I was going to say this past weekend, people really cashing in with our friends at MyBookie, putting on bets, making some serious money. Who knows? I think probably Drake might need to jump on there for the next one to make some real odds, some real boosts, and some real cash. And you guys can do that as well because right now, MyBookie is letting you double your first deposit with the code words when you sign up with the code word submission. That's right. Double your first deposit when you sign up with the code word submission. What about this banger alert coming this weekend? We've got RDA at a plus 170 versus Rafael Fiziev at a minus 210. Who's going to be winning that one? So many big fights around the horizon. Of course, Luke Rockhold, Paulo Costa happening UFC 278. Secure your bets right now. Go to MyBookie, use the code word submission, and double that first deposit on sign-up, Cass.
That's right. You're working hard for your money. You're earning this money. You don't want it to be stolen by people online and hackers when you're cruising the internet and, trying to catch up on the latest hentai catalog. Who hasn't been there on a lazy Tuesday afternoon? But at the moment, all my passwords are saved to either Google Chrome or Firefox. I don't type in any passwords. And the problem is, if one of them gets leaked, they all get leaked, which is why you need a VPN like NordVPN, which protects you in real time. Your internet service provider cannot see what websites you're going on. And also, it stops people from tracking your data, any company from tracking your data and using that information against you or stealing your credit card numbers or your passwords. Also, you can overcome geo-blocking. So, for example, if there's a show on Netflix Canada or Netflix UK or Netflix Australia, Netflix Germany or whatever, right, but you're stuck in, I don't know, Alaska, and then you're like, hey, I want to watch that show. Well, with one click of a button with NordVPN, you change your geolocation, and now you can watch any show all over the world. Dude, I've cancelled half my subscriptions to other streaming services. I don't need them anymore. I just use Netflix all around the world, and I've got pretty much any TV show or movie that I want at any time. Also, it comes with the threat protection, and if you go on the complete package, you get a terabyte of cloud storage. Think about that. All your most prized possessions, files, whatever you want, it's in the cloud, and it's encrypted as well, keeping everything safe. Unbelievable value, isn't that right, Des? Oh, and best of all, no speed throttling, no issues with buffering. I have it running at all times in the background, and whether I'm on YouTube or any other streaming site, I never have any issues with the video. It just plays along. You wouldn't even know it's running, but it is protecting you.
Yeah, man. And by the way, what do you reckon? Best app for your phone? Like when you
Dude,
got it
I
on
love
your
it.
phone.
So good.
Yeah, it's like unbelievable. People don't understand. Like I've been through some bad situations with previous VPNs, and this thing is a real lifesaver, especially whenever I travel and I need to quickly watch something on my phone. This thing is amazing. You guys can save up to 69% off the biggest plan right now. Go to nordvpn.com/submission. You also get 1 month free. And what I love about this, and by the way, we have the link in the description if you guys want to do it through the video. But what I love about these guys, and I keep stressing this, it's completely risk-free with their 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it today and see if you can go a day without Nord after you sign up. I promise you won't be able to. They change your life for the best. Sign up to Nord today, Cass.
Love it. Okay, with that said, Luke, before we talk about you and Paulo Costa, obviously want to also get your thoughts on Israel's win over Jared Cannonier. What did you think of that fight?
I thought it was like kind of what it could be. Jared Cannonier is just dog of all dogs. He's tough as nails, and he's just gonna keep coming. And as he couldn't land quite the shot, it takes a lot. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything great, but it was what I expected. You know what I mean? If I thought Izzy could finish him, but it's just it couldn't find that button.
I'm wondering if there's anything that you learned about Israel in that fight. Obviously, Israel's the goal. The more he's had, like, you know, 1 billion fights, so there's a lot of tape on him. But obviously, the more fights he has in the UFC, the more tape there is. Was there anything that you picked up on that you thought, okay, cool, maybe I can use that when we fight?
Too much. I mean, I know how to fight Izzy. It's a straightforward fight. It's just, you know, he's a tough fight, man. He's a big puzzle. He's the most complicated puzzle there is. I'm middleweight. There's been for a long time, so it's going to be interesting. But I think with the right, you know, I think the right game that's my fight. We were talking the other night, and I think the hardest fight for me right now is Whittaker. But you know, if I play the right game with any of these guys, it's my fight. So I just gotta be level-headed, focused, and fucking go out there and do my thing.
Interesting. And we've had people say that before on the show. Why do you think Whittaker is the tougher fight as opposed to Israel?
For me, it's because Israel's he's a lot easier. He's a lengthier body. He's easier to control. He's not as much of a spark plug. Whittaker's got better wrestling defense. He's harder to track down around the cage. He springs in and out. I don't know. No, I think he seems on paper a little bit tougher for me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, we saw that your old friend Michael Bisping. I mean, we're excited for the big return, and we can't wait to see you back in the picture. But we see your old friend Michael Bisping. He went on record and told everybody he's not surprised to see you with the title if you get past Paulo Costa. I saw you shared that in your Instagram stories. That's pretty cool. Old rival now backing you for your next title campaign. What was your reaction when you saw that?
I mean, he knows. Bisping knows he's not dumb. He knows. I mean, he's got some insight too. Bisping's got some insight. He knows. He talks to Perillo. He sees what we're doing. He sees what we're doing in and out of the gym. So, of course. And who doesn't want to see the guy that took the title from him go and take it back and prove the point? You know, I'm gonna go prove it. I feel good.
I like it. I like seeing you guys get along. This warms my heart. So you and Paulo Costa, it is official for UFC 278, right?
Yeah, we're official.
You're not expecting any other last minute delays now?
There better not be. They promised me nothing, absolutely nothing more. So, we're set to go.
What?
I'm ready to go.
What is that conversation like with the UFC? I'm just curious. Normally, most fighters, you sign the contract, fights, unless something crazy happens, freak injury, the fight's going to go ahead. But I'm just wondering what that conversation was like with the UFC ahead of this one. I feel like there would have been a slightly longer phone call with slightly more reassurance this time.
Yeah. I had a good meeting with them, and when I went to Vegas, met with Hunter, saw him, and I had a good talk. And then I do my job. I train. I let my manager Dave handle business. So going ahead.
Awesome. Well, man, we can't wait to see the return. I'm wondering, is there like a backup or something? Did you work that into the contract in case Paulo can't make it? I'm sure you don't want to sort of waste this window. You've been in shape and ready for so long now.
Oh, we're fighting. Yeah, they're monitoring his weight from everything I know, day to day or week to week monitoration. So we're know ahead of time, and we'll have things ready. I'll be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking okay at the moment from the reports that you're seeing come through the desk.
Reports are he's doing okay. No wine in it. They've pulled that from the house.
Good. Oh, good, because I want to see this fight, dude. This is a great fight on paper. You've obviously had a long time to train for it, prepare for it, visualize it. Once you get in there with him at UFC 278, how do you see that one playing out?
I see it playing out well. I see it playing out very well.
And what's the you're giving us the Brett Okamoto, like when he asked you about John Jones and you just gave a series of winks. We're trying to visualize what this could look like. What's the biggest thing?
It's just the biggest thing is staying on him, hunting. I got to be a hunt. I got to be on the hunt, and I just got to mix it up. It's all mixed up. It's easy.
What's the biggest thing that you want people talking about once the fight is over? What do you want to prove to people after UFC 278?
I'll just let my performance speak for itself. I'm just doing everything I can to go out there and perform and be my best, and I expect the best. I'm willing to risk it. This is a dangerous fight, of course it is, but I stay on my game. This guy will not be able to stand. He will not be able to wrestle. He will not be able to grapple with me. I will finish him quickly. I really think I found my outside game. I range him. He comes in. He has to rush in. I'm gonna hit him. There's gonna be some point he's gonna hit the ground, and it's gonna be over. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna hurt him on the feet. I'm gonna finish him on the ground. It's gonna be bad. That's why I see it. That's how I'm playing it. That's why I keep running this track through my head.
Love it.
Well, man, I can't wait for it. And what the sad thing is, I'm looking UFC 278. It's only on Saturday, 20th of August. How am I supposed to wait this long for this fight? I'm almost feeling like you must feel. I want to see it today. Damn it, I want to happen now. But guys, make sure to follow Luke at Luke Rockhold, of course, for all of his updates and things that are happening in his awesome life. Of course, make sure to check out some of the adventures and stuff that he's on. And Luke, man, thank you so much for letting us into your house. Means a lot to us. I know your house is a special place to you, so I know a lot of your fans really appreciated seeing what's actually going on there, the sculptures, the cars, the posters, and you taking us into sort of your preparation for this fight. It's always an honor to us.
And on 4th of July, of all the days.
Yeah. It's a special one. Thank you so much, my friend.
Of course, from the States, boys. See ya.
Much love. Thanks, Luke. Bye.